Bon, bah du coup, on va continuer là où on en était. Du coup, je pense qu'on va aller directement au château. Ah,
These are lizard remains, but in the human...
You there! Help me, please! Some thoughtless fool buried me in this grave to be left as fodder for the worms. I can't be at peace in a place like this. I have to be put to rest according to lizard tradition. The eternal fire burns in the lizard quarter of the cemetery. I beg you, cast my remains into the fire. I should have known your kind would seek recompense. Very well. Do as I ask, and you will be rewarded. Good. Now take it to the eternal fire. Burn it and free me.
ok. Faut que je l'emmène où ça dépouille. Parce que voilà. Feu éternel, ok. Ok, ok. Bon, on va aller au feu éternel. Attends. Ouais. C'est en bas. C'est en bas. Voilà, c'est là. Allez, c'est le repère des...
The
Ok.
dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. You swear you see a worm emerge from its grey-pink gums, then burrow back in.
Come closer. I dare you.
Ouais. Alors attends, le feu il est où?
It's hard not to feel some pride in reptilian engineering. I watched an elf spend hours trying to force his way into a lizard's chest. Eventually, he threw it into the flames. But still it sits there. He did not leave empty-handed, unfortunately. I pity the poor salamander that he dragged back to his ghastly home.
Covered in fire. Even the stones are ablaze. Must be a lizard thing.
Ok.
You have done me a great service, friend. Now, the Hall of Echoes beckons.
On peut pas tout prendre. Voilà. Tiens, allons par là. Allons voir lui là.
The spirit sings a long-forgotten tune in a long-forgotten language. One, it seems, with the ever-revolving wheels of space and time.
Ok. Ok, bon. Du coup, j'ai bien envie d'aller revoir le chien là. Il y a trop de trucs à faire en fait. Les heures du gardien du pont. Que des esprits tout ça. Ah,
The lizard hums tunelessly. Not a melody exactly, but more...
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame, keeping watch, tending graves.
She ekes out a few more notes, then smiles at you with the innocence of a newborn.
It helps me remember where the dead go. Sometimes they don't stay where I put them. That's okay.
She flinches as you move closer.
No touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things.
She shivers and whispers.
Powerful sorcerer. Lives here, right in the garden. He can take the you from you. No brain, just body.
She points at her head.
The servants, they got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way, kill Riker. The servants, so lost, chained by Sorcerer Riker, but they can still go home to the hall.
The ensuing silence lasts for...
Ok. Ça m'a l'air d'être un type sympa, ce Rikers.
Come on, mistress. Hear me. Heed me. You've always had a glint in your eye.
Zimski mutters to himself as he traces sigils in the dirt. He spies you, and a shrewd look brightens his eyes. He stretches out a hand, showing you a solitary coin on his palm.
Heads or tails? A canny one, you are. That's what Lady Luck herself always whispered to me in the night. Much good it did me. All my life I served her, and see how it ends? In the dirt. Just a...
Turning from you, he crouches back to the dirt. He resumes tracing esoteric sigils, his fingertips swirling through...
Her signs to call her. Oh, Lady Luck always came when I called. For 30 years we roamed Riverlon together. She was my faithful mistress, from card game to wager to grift. She was the life of me. Yet she was... Now I cannot influence even a coin toss. But you breathe. I'll wager you've more use for my gifts than I do. Here, tell me what you truly value. If my lady sees fit, I'll give you what I truly value in return. Good enough?
He smiles a foxy smile as he stabs claw-like fingers at your chest. He begins to trace sigils on your flesh. Though you cannot feel his fingers upon yours, he croons incantations as he works, and his voice is like the throwing of 1,000 dice inside your brain. Your body is suddenly filled with lust for coin and craving for more.
Now you feel her touch. Now Lady Luck sings in your blood as she once did in...
Alors voyons, qu'est-ce qu'on a là?
Here lies Maurinia Grigsby Barflett, died wealthy days after her husband, aged 21.
21 ans, c'est jeune, hein? Bon. Allons par là.
As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door...
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl...
Le maître sait que je suis là.
Must be Riker's place. Fancy.
Rikers. Alors avant d'aller parler à Rikers, oh là là, ça en fait du monde.
And you thought Rivellon was...
Gardien des cimetières infirmerie, ok. 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 Tiens, remonte-toi un petit peu.
Death prowls about.
Fermé.
I've spotted something.
Ok, pour l'instant, on est limité à ce que je vois. Bon, bah écoute, on va aller parler à ce Rikers. Et le but va être de le tuer. Ou bien...
What's this?
A visitor. Such a rare and exquisite pleasure, especially from one so unliving.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from you.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way. Look around you, good sir. I live among the graves. I'd be a most unsavory neighbor if I let myself wallow in ignorance of my own community. And yet, I suspect there's even more to know about you. Isn't that right, Godwilken? Don't be so naive. My doors only open on the occasion of truth. What you admit to them, you admit to me. I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. You are cautious. An admirable quality. I too have difficulty with trust. However, my requirements are very simple. You go to the Black Pits, to a cavern there. In it,
Ça
you'll
tombe
find
bien,
a
je dois y
stone
aller,
tablet
pour fan.
of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Amadia's presence. You hear no words, yet understand. It's imperative you accept Riker's bargain. The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently. He awaits your reply.
I would think that obvious, my good fellow. You're dying to show off those smouldering talents of yours. You just don't know how to handle. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest of the story, well, it's yours to write. It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really, and powerful enough to draw the Magister's attention. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs.
Riker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his unusual grimace a smile.
I'm a man of taste, As you no doubt see, a relic this significant would make an incredible addition to my collection. Don't deny an old elf his simple pleasures. Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more magisters, and they're such a nuisance. I like keeping my hands clean, you see. A
Ok.
promise you'd best fulfill.
Il est quel niveau d'ailleurs? Niveau 14, ok.
Riker bows his head deeply.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always be one greater, you know. Now please, don't let me keep you. Such dreamy.
Ok.
It's true what the old miss told me. Victor, she said, you can't get...
The shaggy dog keeps his distance, wary eyes sizing.
You run away. Everyone here run away. All run from something. I knew. All runaways round here. I ran away from bad man. Very bad man. Man wanted to make me spider food. I know. I can sniff good and bad. Riker bad.
He paws a few tentative steps closer and
Some bad. Most good. Good enough. Good enough.
he bounds forwards and licks your face effusively. His breath stinks of graveyard clay and ancient bones. Immediately, you feel an allergic reaction developing on your cheek, hot red blotches spreading in an angry rat. The dog scurries away to sniff about the area, leaving you with his approval and an itchy face.
Haha. Ah merde. Voilà. Alors là, le pont il est complètement défoncé. Voyons qu'est-ce qu'on a là. Ah,
Gareth toils in monotony. Gareth freezes, then turns slowly towards you. His breaths are steady, his voice...
I'm digging my murdered parents' graves. I'd ask that you show your respect.
Gareth moves to continue his task, but his cadence falters. He pauses. Silence hangs, begging to be...
No, of course you didn't, Godwoken. I've seen Seeker's blood seeping into the sand. I waded through corpses on the deck of the Lady Vengeance. But when the lifeless eyes looking back at you are your... I just didn't know. I didn't know what darkness lied beyond pain. Dallas's pets. Such helpful tools they are, too. The abominations do the dirty work and the whites keep their robes clean. They're still there, spreading their rancid smell through the house. Paladins came to clean up the mess. In the name of...
Gareth shies away from you. His eyes pass over the half-filled graves, and he...
I'm the one who has prayed. An endless litany. How many pleas does it take? How many tears do I have to shed?
Gareth forcefully exhales and looks past you to the nearby house. You fear he might snap the shovel's handle in two.
If you'd asked me yesterday, I'd have said they were the only ones left in the Divine Order worth their weight in salt. I have honored their devotion to our lost Lucian. Today, though, I don't know. The Paladins once fought the Black Ring at Lucian's command. The most courageous thing they could do now is turn their backs on the Order. I'm not holding my breath. I've no use for empty platitudes. Not from a walking skeleton chosen as the Seven's divine...
You swear you hear Gareth's pulse, galloping faster than a saddled mount. You've never heard such a thing before, but you suspect Gareth's heart is close to...
If you want to help, then you find the craven wight that ordered their slaughter. Anyone that stands between you and truth, no matter the flag they fly or creed they follow, make them bleed!
His clenched jaw tightens further, and then, in an instant, Gareth's guard is broken. Tears well in his eyes.
My parents, they did nothing to deserve this. They would... I'd give my own life to bring them back. I never... You're right. There's nothing more to be done here. Lucian, forgive me.
J'imagine qu'il y a le père.
The two paladins Gareth mentioned are arguing in front of the door to the modest farmstead. As they notice your arrival, they stop talking and look at you quizzically.
We're guarding this house. Wise to stay well back. There's a bunch of... They didn't kill anybody. The magisters who controlled them did. You know Donna, she wouldn't hurt a fly. Not until they turned her. But they did turn her. And now she's not Donna anymore. Get it through your head. The poor creature should be put down. No, wait! Surely... Maybe someday they can be fixed. When all this source nonsense is over.
The other paladin rolls his eyes and shakes his head as he turns.
In any event, it's our business, not yours. You just stay well away from the door and you'll be perfectly safe. You can't do that. They were people who were loved. It's not right to butcher them like cattle.
Ça c'est vrai.
You're right. Here, take the key. You'll remember her as she was, Jad. The real her.
Paladin William nods his thanks to you, and with a last sorrow-filled glance at the house...
But, fine.
The lumpen silent monk stands like a pillar of decaying flesh. So still it seems he is... All of a sudden, like a bellows, he exhales a fetid gust right into your face. The stench of rot shrouds you, coating you in a way you fear will never... He looks through your eyes with seeming disinterest as the life ebbs from his body, drop by drop, until... Emaciated of body, this must be Donna, the one spoken of by the paladins guarding the door. She gives no indication at all that she has heard you, save for a single tear dripping from one eye. Her tears flow along with her blood, yet... This dwarven monk hangs his head, as if looking down at his feet. A wretched gurgling noise issues from him. He does not resist in the least, merely slumps to the ground with one... The silent monk looks like she was only recently converted. Her face was clearly beautiful once, and the eyes looking at you are not. One of her hands trembles. Twitching, it reaches out to you. Her hand is cold and smooth, like that of a porcelain doll. Jerkily, as if unused to movement, she strokes your hand gently and looks into your eyes. Her lips part and her mouth moves. Did she whisper, "Save me," or "Slay me"? Or did you only hear what you wanted to hear in the whispers of the wind? Slipping your hand free. The silent monk looks like one of her hands trembles. Twitching, it reaches out to you.
May Gareth always choose the right path. May Gareth always choose the right path. Nothing we didn't see coming. We always knew Gareth was fated for greatness. As a boy, he'd leap through the fields with wooden sword in hand, slaying we also knew that good men make enemies. We knew evil would come, and so it did. Not as a demon or as a witch, but as a man Gareth once knew as a friend. He watched eagerly as those shambling husks descended. It seemed like a game to him. We would never blame Gareth. The righteous always pay a price. May the Seven will it. He will always be the hero we know him to be.
She nods.
The truth can be difficult. We all want to believe in each other. It's what separates us from the void. It's what we do next that defines us. We can respond with treachery, or we can rise above. I trust that you will. Gareth did his duty. We felt it was only right that we did ours. The farm was always a safe space for sorcerers needing refuge. They deserved a haven. Our guests were usually frightened, shy, grateful. They never... The last one, though, she wasn't like the others. A lizard named Hanag. We housed her and fed her. Robes like a wizard's, voice like a queen's. Voidwoken, she clearly drew the Magister's attentions. Our fates were written. Given the choice, I'd sooner open my heart and home than keep it closed out of fear and anger.
Okay. Ok. Bon. Du coup, on va continuer. J'ai quand même envie de fouiller.
They ran away. They ran to the north.
Oh, l'intérieur. Ah! Ça c'est pas cool. Je vais mettre là. Ouais, c'est des morts vivants. Ah, je peux pas. Ah bah pour l'instant je peux pas, donc ouais, je vais faire du tour. Ok, c'était juste pour prendre de la distance. Ok. 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 chiant ça. Alors, le combat est long. Ah! Au moins l'explosion aura été efficace. Alors. T'as combien? Ouais, il revient. En plus, ce qui est bien, c'est qu'il revient à 100% de ses PV. On va dire que c'est pété. Du coup. Ok. C'est trop bien ça. Donc, ah, ça redonne pas de vie? Ah. C'est vrai que j'ai pas encore appris le truc pour le sang. Non. On va essayer de le bourrer. Et une dernière. Voilà. Alors attends, parce que là... Bim. Alors.
My name's Patty. I'd ask yours, but
Reckon I spooked. Big old nasty beast popped out of thin air. So
Ah, intéressant. Attends, on va faire ça. Donc attends, on va descendre. Hop. Parce qu'en fait là c'est pas de mon niveau en fait. Alors de rien, un niveau sur le jeu, ça... Là on l'a vu hein, sur le truc. J'étais tranquille au niveau des stats et tout, mais... Grande place, voilà. Ouais. Bon en tout cas c'est cool hein, c'est vraiment cool. Je vais m'arrêter là, ce sera un petit peu plus court que d'habitude, mais ouais je vais m'arrêter là, je vais faire une petite pause. Et je vous dis à très vite pour nos aventures, et sur ce, portez-vous bien, ciao ciao.